everyone, this is an explainer video on Russian Revolution Part 1 brought to you by Navodaya Foundation, Mysuru. Russian Revolution is a term used for two revolutions that led to the demise of Tsarist regime of Russia, and it led to the establishment of USSR or Soviet Republic. It happened between the time period of February to October of 1917. Now, let us understand the background and causes of Russian Revolution. Russia during the beginning was largely an agrarian country, and the peasants here were highly taxed. There was a dominance of aristocrats and clergy in the government. The industrial sector was very backward. The urban living conditions was poor and overcrowded. But at the same time, the ideas of enlightenment, human rights, freedom, democracy had spread from Western Europe to Russia by 19th century. But Russia itself was ruled by absolute monarchy led by Romanov family, and this was called as Tsarist or Tsarist regime. Among the Tsarist rulers, in 1894, Tsar Nicholas II had ascended to the throne, and he and his wife was highly influenced by a mystic or a saint named Rasputin, and this relationship was hated by the ordinary Russian population. Now we will see the ideas which immediately influenced Russian Revolution. One of which was given by Karl Marx, who called for establishment of communism where all were equal and there was no class-based division. And on the other hand, another important idea was given by Lenin, who pushed for dictatorship of proletariat. And Lenin posited that workers had to take leadership of the revolution and they had to rise to the occasion. And this is called as dictatorship of proletariat. These ideas led to the formation of Russian Socialist Democratic Party or 1896, and it was led by Lenin. It looked after the interests of workers or proletariat. Within RSDP, there was two main factions called as Bolsheviks and Mensheviks. The Bolsheviks, in literal Russian translation, stands for majority, but in actual terms there were numerically minimal or numerically a minority, while on the other hand Menshevik stands for minority in Russian literal translation, but actually they were numerically a majority. While the Bolsheviks called for dictatorship of the proletariat as put forward by Lenin, but Mensheviks called for democracy within the revolution. But before we go into the actual Russian Revolution of 1917, it is necessary to know about certain political, constitutional and legislative measures and developments which actually led to the 1917 event. One of the event was the Russia-Japanese War of 1904. And this war was fought because Russia wanted to control Port Arthur, which happens to fall on Russia's east coast and was ice-free for 12 months. But in this war, Russia was brutally defeated. And this defeat led to worsening economic condition in Russia. And it led to a small revolution in 1905, where workers had striked demanding better working conditions and rights. But they were fired upon, and this event is called as Bloody Sunday. The protests were militarily suppressed by Tsar, but Tsar also provided certain small concessions, which is called as an October Manifesto. This October Manifesto is a constitutional development via which a parliament was established which provided representation to the allied classes of Russian society, and along with which Duma was established. Duma was a parliament and Duma had certain legislative powers, and a cabinet was also established, and the position of Prime Minister too was created. Peter Stolypi was the first Prime Minister between 1906 and 11. He had introduced many land reforms and taken steps to improve the working conditions of workers, and had become very popular. But in 1911, he was assassinated. Another important event which led to the crystallization of Russian Revolution is World War I of 1914, in which around 20 lakh Russian soldiers and 80 lakh Russian civilians had died. It resulted in huge economic crisis, and certain food shortages were also experienced. The Ottoman Empire had put up economic blockade and had blocked major supply routes, which created food shortages in major cities such as St. Petersburg. This led to food riots. So, in the next video, we'll see various phases and course of events in the Russian Revolution. Hope you have understood the first part of Russian Revolution. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.